Many of you know by now I come from a very weird town, but what happened to me all those years ago at this resort meant for fun changed my perspective of this town. The crisp autumn air filled my lungs as I stepped out of my car, the scent of pine needles mingling with the promise of relaxation. The Moonlight Pines Resort, nestled in the heart of the dense forest, beckoned with its promises of escape and tranquility. It seemed like the perfect getaway from the stresses of everyday life, an oasis of serenity in the midst of nature's embrace. The resort's grand entrance greeted me with towering pine trees lining the driveway, their branches reaching out like ancient fingers ready to weave tales of the forest's secrets. The main lodge stood ahead, its architecture blending seamlessly with the natural surroundings. As I approached, the heavy wooden doors swung open, revealing a warm, inviting interior. A friendly receptionist named Emily handed me a brass key with a small pine cone-shaped keychain. "Room 237, sir. You'll find it on the second floor, overlooking the forest. Enjoy your stay at Moonlight Pines." With a smile, I thanked her and headed towards the elevator. As the doors closed, I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched, but I dismissed it as a byproduct of my overactive imagination. The hallway on the second floor was dimly lit, casting eerie shadows along the walls. Room 237's door creaked open as I inserted the key, revealing a cozy and well-appointed suite. The large window offered a breathtaking view of the pine forest below, the moonlight casting an ethereal glow on the swaying branches. The first night at Moonlight Pines was peaceful. I fell asleep to the soothing whispers of the wind rustling through the trees. However, as the days went by, a subtle unease began to settle over me. The atmosphere shifted from tranquil to tense, as if the forest itself held secrets it wished to share. One evening, as I strolled through the resort's expansive grounds, the pines seemed to whisper in a language only they understood. The wind carried words that sent shivers down my spine, though I couldn't decipher their meaning. I tried to dismiss it as a trick of my imagination, but the feeling of being watched intensified. That night, as I lay in bed, the room took on an oppressive aura. Shadows danced along the walls, and the wind outside howled like a mournful spirit. Just as I was about to dismiss it all as paranoia, a faint tapping echoed through the room. It was rhythmic, deliberate, and seemed to come from the window. Reluctantly, I approached the window and pulled back the heavy curtains. The moonlit forest greeted me, but something was off. Among the trees, dark figures moved silently, their shapes undulating like shadows. Panic set in, and I stumbled back, my heart racing. The next day, I decided to explore the resort in search of answers. Moonlight Pines, once a haven of peace, now felt like a labyrinth of secrets. The staff seemed oblivious to the unsettling undercurrents, their smiles masking an unease that lingered just beneath the surface. In my quest for understanding, I stumbled upon an old photograph in the resort's library. Dated decades ago, it depicted a group of people clad in outdated clothing, their eyes hauntingly familiar. Among them was a figure that sent a chill down my spine, a man who bore an uncanny resemblance to me. The library's ancient books held tales of an ancient curse, whispered to be tied to the very soil on which Moonlight Pines stood. Legend spoke of a vengeful spirit, wronged in life and seeking retribution from those who dared intrude upon its domain. Determined to uncover the truth, I delved into the resort's history. It turned out that Moonlight Pines had been built on the remnants of an old village, long forgotten by time. The village had fallen victim to a mysterious affliction, and its inhabitants had vanished without a trace. With a sinking feeling, I realized that the figure in the photograph bore the same name as mine, a distant ancestor, perhaps. The curse seemed to have latched onto my connection to the village, weaving a web of darkness around me. As the days passed, the whispers in the pines grew louder, their voices reaching a fevered pitch. Shadows danced with malevolent intent, and the tapping on the window became incessant. Sleep became a distant memory, replaced by haunting dreams that blurred the lines between reality and nightmare. Desperation drove me to seek the help of a local historian, Mrs. Thompson, who knew the secrets of Moonlight Pines. With a knowing gaze, she shared the tragic tale of a wronged spirit seeking redemption, trapped in the endless cycle of revenge. Mrs. Thompson guided me to a hidden chamber beneath the resort where ancient symbols adorned the walls. The air was heavy with the weight of the past, and a sense of foreboding clung to the space. She explained that the curse could only be broken by appeasing the restless spirit, allowing it to find peace at last. Armed with newfound knowledge, I embarked on a journey to unravel the mysteries of the ancient village. Guided by the whispers in the pines, I discovered a hidden burial ground deep within the forest. The gravestones bore the names of the long-forgotten villagers, their souls trapped in limbo. With each step, the forest seemed to come alive, revealing memories of a time gone by. The spirit of the wronged man from the photograph led me through the shadows, recounting a tale of betrayal and tragedy that had condemned him to an eternity of torment. In a clearing, surrounded by gnarled trees, I uncovered the truth behind the curse. A solemn ritual had been performed centuries ago, sealing the fate of the village and its inhabitants. The spirit, once a man of flesh and blood, had been betrayed by those he trusted most. Driven by a newfound purpose, I embarked on a quest to break the curse and free the tormented souls. The ancient symbols in the hidden chamber served as a guide, and with each carefully executed step, the air crackled with energy. The whispers in the pines reached a crescendo, echoing the agony of the past. As the final symbol was etched into the stone floor, the forest fell silent. The shadows retreated and the wind ceased its mournful wail. A blinding light enveloped the clearing, and for a moment, time itself seemed to stand still. When the light subsided, the forest appeared different, revitalized, as if the curse had lifted. The spirits of the long-lost villagers, finally at peace, faded into the ether. The wronged man, his eyes filled with gratitude, nodded before dissipating into the air. Returning to Moonlight Pines, the once oppressive atmosphere had lifted. The pines whispered words of gratitude, and the shadows that once clung to the corners of the resort retreated. The staff, once trapped in a facade of normalcy, now wore genuine smiles, their eyes reflecting a newfound serenity. As I checked out, Emily, the receptionist, handed me a small pine cone-shaped keychain. A token of appreciation for breaking the curse, sir. Moonlight Pines is forever grateful. Her words carried a weight of sincerity, and as I left the resort, the whispers in the pines seemed to echo a chorus of thanks. Driving away, I glanced back at Moonlight Pines, the grand facade now bathed in the warm light of a new beginning. The ancient forest, once a realm of darkness, now held the promise of renewal. As the pines waved farewell in the gentle breeze, I couldn't help but feel a sense of accomplishment, knowing that the curse that haunted Moonlight Pines had finally been laid to rest.